Good morning, Columbus, and welcome to another edition of From Our House to Your Home, the Remodeler Showcase. My name is Marty Reed. I'm your host, and the show is brought to you by Frog Hauling. If you want to clean your garage, your basement, your yard, whatever the heck it is, and you want it hauled away, give Frog Hauling a call. And if you are a remodeling contractor and you need all that debris hauled away, think of Frog Hauling. We carry 5 different sizes of containers so that you don't pay for more container than you need. Well, I'm happy to say today we have a special guest. Are you special?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I, folks, I always talk about the National Association of Remodelers, and if you listen to this show, you know that predominantly those are the people that we bring on to talk about their company and their products, because I believe they're the best of the best in town, and they are the true professionals that are committed to the remodeling industry. Well, today we have the president of the Columbus chapter of NARI, Mr. Charlie Grosinger. Welcome, Charlie.
Well, thank you, Frogman.
You're welcome. He's teasing me. Everybody calls me Frogman in NARI. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I thought we would do, Charlie has his own company. It's called SGO Designer Glass, and I want to talk about that today. But I also want to spend a little bit of time talking about NARI. So people, who better than the president of NARI to tell us what NARI is all about, right? You'll do a better job than I will. Trust me.
I'm sure you can do a good job. Yeah. You've been on the board there for a long time.
I have been on the board of NARI for a while, yes.
Secretary currently. And
who knows? I keep waiting for them to kick me off the board, but maybe it's this year.
I'm trying.
Okay.
No,
long time.
Important part of the board. So.
Thank you. Okay. So, in a nutshell, kind of tell people what NARI is about.
NARI is the organization that every remodeler and supplier to remodelers should be a part of. It's an organization that does a lot of networking with remodelers so they get to know each other, to help each other out. It's a place where consumers can come to find trusted remodelers. Our website says it all, trustnari.org, but it's a good place to find people. We have one of the most important things we have is our ethics committee that actually, if you have a problem, you can come to us and we will help solve that. So we stand behind. We don't have any power to make them do anything, but we can try and arbitrate.
We can throw them out of NARI.
We throw them out of NARI.
And that's not a good thing.
If they do not live up to our code of ethics.
Yeah, and you talk a little bit about how you become a member of NARI, because it's not you make a phone call and say I want to be a member. It doesn't happen that way.
No, you don't just call up and pay dues and be a member. You actually have to be not only been in business for a while, have a good track record with the Better Business Bureau, as well as others in the community that know you.
You have to have a recommendation.
Yeah, so you have to be recommended, or at least have no problems with anyone that they know of that you've done something that you shouldn't.
Yeah, we go through an extensive process where we actually, that you have to be a member of the Better Business Bureau. You can't have any problems that have been reported to the Better Business Bureau. You have to be in business for over a year.
Right.
And you have to be, as we said, nominated by a NARI member. And then the whole board reviews the application and decides whether or not they're going to let you be a member of NARI.
Absolutely. The board votes on each and every member. So.
And that ethics committee you mentioned, if you don't behave and you have problems, you won't be a member of NARI very long.
Right. You won't be a member very long at all. And as president of NARI, I'm also the chair of the ethics committee. So you got to get by me anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, see how he sounds so nice, but there's a reason they made him the chair of the ethics committee. He's brutal if you don't behave.
You got to behave.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, NARI has some events that they put on. And we're involved in community service, that sort of thing. Talk a little bit about that.
We do have a number of different things. In fact, we just had a very successful home improvement showcase. The home improvement tour had, what, 12 homes on the tour. We do that twice a year. We'll have another one in the spring. We also are involved in the community, and we are getting ready to do a project at the Women's City Club in Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
Having helped the women out there. They do a lot for their community, help out women in need. So we thought we'd help them out also. But we do
it in remodeling projects for
remodeling
them.
projects.
Describe what we're doing for them a little bit.
This time we're actually remodeling a bathroom for them. These women share 2 bathrooms, and they are not exactly the right function for a house full of up to 10 women that live in the house. So we're trying to help them out just by remodeling, redoing. We're starting with one smaller one so they can use that while we do the bigger one. So we did their kitchen last year.
Yep.
And that was a significant project, and now we'll be doing the bathroom.
And it's all, these projects are accomplished through the goodwill, donations, and donation of labor, all the people that volunteer at NARI, and we take on those kind of projects to give back to the community.
Right. We save them quite a bit of money because we do all the volunteer stuff. Most of the materials and all the labor is volunteer. And yeah, it's just a way to give back. And this is the kind of thing that fits right in our wheelhouse because it's remodeling.
Yep. And I would tell you, let's see, we have, if I remember correctly, Charlie, 220 member companies here in Columbus.
We're actually having a very successful year as far as recruiting members. But
yeah,
members, if you're a remodeler and you want that stamp that says that you're a good remodeler, NARI is a place to come.
Well, and the way that we show that sorry, folks. Didn't realize I didn't have the phone turned off.
Business is good, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Talk a little bit about the Cody Awards, because that's a way that really defines how good the remodelers are.
Right. Yeah. Every year in December at our holiday party, we have the awards for the Cody, the Contractor of the Year awards, and we have a number of different categories, different size remodeling projects, and whether it's kitchens, baths, whole house, and it's just a way to recognize remodelers for the job they do.
And to kind of expand upon that, what it is these remodelers will submit projects, and they're judged by a committee which consists of people in the remodeling industry, and they compete first on a local level.
Right.
If you win at the local level, it qualifies you to compete at the regional level.
Yes.
And if you win regionally, you can compete at the national level, because there's 80 plus, you would know better, 80 some chapters of NARI across the
I don't exactly know exactly how many, but yeah, the number's right.
Yeah, somewhere around 80, and they're usually in major cities. And I'm happy to say that here in Columbus, we have had multiple national winners of those awards, and it tells you how good the remodelers are that belong to NARI.
Absolutely, yes. We have we have excellent remodelers here. So
very good. The last thing I would tell you is this: if you're looking for a remodeler, you can feel free to call the NARI office, and they will give you recommendations. They'll give you recommendations based upon the type of project that you have. It might be a room addition, whole house remodel, who knows, kitchen, bath, whatever it is, and they'll be happy to point you in the right direction. And they'll give you a list, because we don't really.
Well, we have. You can also go to trustnari.org. It's trustnari.org, and there you can look up people by their specialty, by company name or whatever. But you can find the NARI members on our website. So that's a good place to go to get recommendations also.
And it's not only remodelers that belong to NARI. It's people associated with the remodeling industry. It's going to be the product supplier. So if you're looking for tile, if you're looking for carpeting,
decorative glass,
and yeah, there you go, like Charlie. And we're going to talk now about his company. You'll be able to find those people on that website. So now let's switch gears. We're going to talk about Charlie Grosinger, our president of NARI, your company, which is SGO
Designer Glass of Columbus.
Designer Glass of Columbus. In a nutshell, what is it?
SGO Designer Glass is actually a source for all kinds of decorative glass, whether you want true stained glass or our main product is actually our stained glass overlay, which is what the SGO stands for. And that is, it looks like stained glass, but it's actually on one piece of tempered. We add colors, bevels, lead on the glass, and we can bring that in and apply it right directly to your window. Our piece of glass attaches right to your window, so we don't have to take your glass out or anything. And we use that for privacy in bathrooms, side lights, transoms, kitchen cabinet glass. We can do.
Okay, and you know, one of the things you said is you do stained glass. Why would somebody use your product, let's say, over stained glass and taking out the existing window, putting in a stained glass window? What are the advantages?
Well, typically our product is a little less expensive, but not necessarily.
Okay.
But ours is easier. We're basically in your house for about half an hour just to install our piece of glass once we've gone through the process and it's installation time. So you don't have to come in and take out the existing glass. We don't have to have all new insulated units made for your windows or anything. If your glass is in good shape and you just want privacy or you want decoration, we can come right in and attach it. It's one piece of tempered glass, so it's not a whole bunch of different pieces of glass held together by lead. So it can be a little bit more durable, and that's a good thing in like cabinet glass or anything that's going to be opening and closing. So it has its advantages because of strength, I think.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how do I get what I want? In other words, I'm not an artist, so you know, when you talk about this, your stained glass kind of, or your glass overlay, if I contacted you, would I bring you in a picture of what I wanted? Would you have standard kind of designs? How does this all work?
Oh, well, all of the above, I think. It's everything we do is custom. So you can bring us a design that you like, or you can just draw something up on a napkin, or you can have us come up with something for you if you just give us some guidelines on what you want. We'll come out and measure your window, wherever it's going to be, and then we'll fit whatever that design is to your window. But you know, initially we have to have input from the homeowner, which typically it's a home. It goes into a home. We do a little bit of commercial, but you know, most everything we do goes into somebody's home. And we'll come out and do the measure, and then we'll work with the owner until we get the design that they like. And again, you can tell us exactly what you want, or you can kind of say, I like this style, and we'll come up with something.
You just gave me an idea.
What's what we try to do?
Oh yeah, I'm, you know, one of the things I don't like is I have patio doors. And so to kind of get privacy, you have to have curtains. Okay? What's the application for patio doors where maybe I eliminate curtains, but I get the privacy I want and still get the light I want?
Well, there's a number of different things, but basically we can put a whole piece of glass over your patio door if you like, or we can put some design there if you just want some design. But yeah, I mean, we can make a piece of glass that size.
Now, does that create too much weight for a patio door, or is it?
Probably not for a patio. It's going to add a lot of weight.
Okay.
But hopefully your patio door can handle that, because again, it's not hanging. It's going to be riding on rollers on the bottom. So.
Got it.
Unless those are not that strong a roller, you should be able to handle something like that.
So is that a good idea I came up with?
Well, yeah, I'll be glad to help you out with that.
No, I just happened to think of that when you were talking, because you said earlier one of the applications is privacy for a bathroom. So you're obviously coming up with glass that lets light in, but people can't see through it.
Well, that's the thing, is we give you privacy, and you can have some art, and you don't have to step through, you know, you make these big windows over the tubs, and you got to step through the tub to open and close the blinds if you want light, or you don't want light, but you need privacy. This will give you art, gives you privacy, you keep all the light, or as much light as you want. I mean, it depends on what kind of design you do. And, you know, you don't have to deal with that. So it's a permanent thing. We do a lot of it for side lights. A lot of houses have these clear glass side lights, and people don't like people poking their head around the side and looking through, to see what's going on in the house. So,
Got it. Okay. We're going to take a break here, but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about the actual installation process, so that people understand exactly what you're doing. In other words, you said sky or side light for a door. I envision, if I looked at mine, I'd say, it's probably double pane glass. It's laid in there with all these gaskets because it's an updated door,
right.
and I have, things like that. Are you, I want to talk about, are you removing my glass? Are you adding glass? What are you doing so people get a feel for this? Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay. Try not to cough through that whole thing.
You're good. Now, what have we not
His
talked?
phone rang and he made a joke out of it. That's good. That was good. We'll leave that in there.
I like to beat him with a stick. This guy who called me.
I stammered around a couple of times.
I wonder if somebody
Yeah,
called
it's
and
all good.
that knows he's doing the radio show. If you don't know he's doing the radio show,
Yeah, I probably
Don't shit all over them.
getting his calls. I got a call from
Did you
Laguna
need me?
Beach, California, while we were on there.
anybody you
Oh,
know?
I
No,
took
hell
care of
no.
it. I'm sorry.
You know what?
Okay.
When I see something
Bye.
like that, I'm like, block number.
Who?
I just use the block
Got who?
number feature.
Just somebody spoofing a number anyways, probably,
I know. I forgot I've got a NARI board meeting today. So it's 350. He owes 355 plus 75. The 75 goes to me, so he owes $430. Bye.
Who, from what I understand, has either one, at least two ex-wives, maybe three, who he all owes money to, plus he owes every creditor in the entire country money. So they were calling me, and I got a lot of angry phone calls, leg breakers and so forth, so I'm glad I got rid of that.
We're on Facebook.
Okay. Hey, you leg breakers, quit calling me. You leg breakers, stop calling.
Oh, gosh. Mr. President, may I apologize? Okay, you ready?
Forgot
Oh,
we're
wait a
on
minute. I
Facebook.
forgot.
what are we doing?
What have we not talked about you want to talk about? Anything?
About the business or about NARI or what?
No, your business.
I do leaded windows. We can talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
That's a big part of my business, actually.
Very good.
And let's see, and then what you want to talk about, the installation process would be fine.
Okay.
Good? That'll
We're
work.
ready.
Okay, here we go.
So you put the whole thing on, works and all on
Everything.
Facebook, huh?
We're on, man. Welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Mr. Charlie Grosinger of SGO Designer Glass of Columbus. Did I get that all right?
You got that right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Before the break, I said, one of the things that I think we should talk about is the actual installation process. And we talked a little bit about entry doors with the side light. So,
Let's go through the whole process.
yeah,
All right.
so people understand what's involved in doing this.
Basically, we start a project off by trying to find out what kind of design someone wants. We give them, initially we'll go out to the home and measure the window. And that way we have the sizes to work with as we do the design. We work with the homeowner to try and come up with a design. It's an iterative process. We can go on as long as they need to till we get just what they want. And then when we start, it typically takes us a couple of weeks, is about all, to actually from when they give us the go, and that we'll get a deposit, and we get the go, to when we actually do the installation. The installation itself is probably about a half-hour process for a single window. And what we do is we come in, we clean the window really well, and then our glass has a double-faced tape on the back of it. It's a glazier tape. It's not really thick, but it's not real thin tape. And we stick the window to their glass, and it's almost impossible to get it off once we stuck it. Then around the edges of that, we silicone around the edges to seal it, so they never get anything behind the glass at all. And then we leave, and that's all there is to it.
Now, you're using the term glass. That's
Right.
what you do. How do you So you're sticking a layer of glass. It's not a film.
No, we're putting actually another piece of glass on their existing double pane,
Oh, okay.
insulated unit.
So it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't involve anything to do with taking anything apart or.
Nothing has to be taken out or anything. Now, you can also have the option, like if you've got some old glass that's single glazed, just one piece of glass, we can make an insulated unit for you. So
Oh,
we
okay.
can, that involves taking your window apart, but yes, if we just are installing over your existing insulated glass, we just come in, stick it to that, and
Okay.
stick it and seal it around the edges, and we're gone. It takes about half hour.
Okay, so since people are listening, tell people what your website is and how they can get in touch with you.
Our website is SGO, Sam George Oscar, SGOColumbus.com.
Okay, and you have a gallery. I've been on your website
We've
where
got
it
show you
shows.
a number of things we've done, and we can have you come into the shop, and we can go over it and show you a lot of other samples of things, and you can see exactly what it looks like.
And where are you located?
We're at 975 Old Henderson Road.
Okay, and hours?
Columbus.
Are you open or is
We
it by
do
appointment?
By appointment, because sometimes I'm here.
Here or out in the field?
Out doing a measurement or an installation, and so.
Phone number's listed. Just call Charlie, right?
614-529-8400.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. I know you do a lot of work. What do you call it? Leaded windows? What is that, first of all?
Well, we do a lot of leading of windows, and what that amounts to is, you've got the homes that are a number of years old, maybe 100 years old, but even 50, 60 years old, that were built with leaded windows, and now they're getting to the point where those windows are leaking, and they're single glazed, they're leaking, and people want to get more modern, energy efficient windows.
Yeah.
But they want to keep that lead look.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have the process where we apply lead to, we have a number of different ways to do it. We can actually make insulated units for you and put lead on both sides of one piece of glass. Or we can put it on the inside and outside of the new windows if you get any insulated windows. Or we can actually make another piece of glass that attaches to your existing window.
Okay.
So there's different options.
So I guess I would describe that process as, because I live in Arlington, and I don't have it at my current house, but in my previous house, that was exactly what I had.
Right.
I had, the house was built like in the 1940s, and it had real leaded glass windows on the front of the house, actually all over the house.
Right.
Now I replaced all, I went with the more energy efficient, newer windows, but in the front, my wife didn't want to get rid of those leaded glass windows because it was just part of that architecture, that look. Okay, so now I'm going to understand this. I had some, and I know what you're talking about. They were single pane, and they were.
You could probably feel
the putty was falling out.
You could probably feel the air coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, can you actually repair those, or
we don't repair? Well, I don't do repair anyway, and those we would not repair those. What we actually do is make. Well, you would go out and buy new windows.
Yeah.
Energy efficient windows. From whoever, a lot of good window companies.
Yeah.
We work with the window companies. They actually bring the windows to us
Oh.
before they install them. We install the lead on the glass, and then they take them out and put them
And
in
it's
the
that
house.
same process where you kind of stick it to that window?
Yes, it's a lead tape. that
Gotcha.
We use. We solder it, we patina it. It looks just like old lead.
Yeah, because when I'd never thought of that. When you purchase from window manufacturers today, I don't know any of them that provide, unless it's specialty window manufacturer, lead. They use the wood grits.
Right.
And they're not doing the old, which makes sense. That'd be a heck of a process for them to have to do that, and they're making all those insulated units.
They probably don't do enough to make it worth their time to have that ability
Yeah.
on site. Now, what we do is with some of the window manufacturers, they actually leave that spacer in between the glass that they would do when they had wood grids, but they leave the wood grids off, and then we come and put
Oh,
the
okay.
lid above, top of those spacers, and that way it kind of looks like it goes all the way through the glass.
Okay. And I know your clientele happens to be a lot of remodelers. They
Right.
call you in because they're trying to maintain when they're doing a remodeling project, they're trying to maintain the integrity
Right.
and match the architecture that exists in their current home.
Right.
And you're going to run into that in older neighborhoods, Upper Arlington, that kind of thing.
We've done everything from a whole house full of windows when somebody's replacing all the windows in their house to they do an addition and they want it to look like the
original
part of the
match it.
house.
Makes sense. Okay. Give the folks your website once again.
sgocolumbus.com.
How do they get in touch with you?
The phone number is 614-529-8400
And it's by appointment?
by appointment.
So give the number again. I'm just kidding. Yeah. And
I'll give it as many times as you like.
Okay. And you're located where?
We're at 975 Old Henderson Road.
And you have a showroom too, right,
We do have a
Charlie?
showroom, and you can try and stop by, and we might be there. I try to be in there when I'm not out doing appointments and things. But
Yeah. Well, more importantly, for someone like me, I need someone to give me ideas and help.
I'd be glad to do it.
Because I can't do it. Okay.
You can look all over the internet and at different stained glass and get an idea and just bring it in, and we'll try and come up with something that's similar that if
That'll
that's
work
what
for
you
me.
want. Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, everyone. Once again, Charlie Grosinger, SGO Designer Glass at Columbus. Go take a look at his website. And I want to thank you because you put in a lot of hours to represent a lot of people, a lot of companies in Columbus, being the president of NARI. And by the way, I can say it on the air, you do a fantastic job, Charlie, and we're glad
Well,
that
thank
you're
you,
the
buddy.
president.
I
Okay.
appreciate that, and thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. We want you to listen again next week, and I want to leave you with a thought. Go out today, find somebody that you can make happy. How's that?
That's great.
Okay, take care. We'll see you next week.